Hey everybody, welcome back to This Old Trike. Today we are celebrating Christmas in July. Why would we be doing that? Why Christmas? Because the machines behind me are a little bit controversial. Are those Christmas special 110's? Is that a Christmas special 70? Or are they just blue Hondas? There's lots of theories floating around on that subject, and we are going to discuss them and a couple other machines and figure out to the best of our ability what is going on with these blue Hondas. Here we go. So obviously most Hondas are red, right? When we think of Honda, we think of things like Ride Red, Big Red. You know, most machines that we see coming out of Honda Motor Corporation are red. But then there's a couple anomalies. In the 80s at least, there were some different color US 90s in the beginning, but then things kind of leveled out and were red for a while. Then there's a couple oddball orange Hondas, and then there's these blue ones. And if you're like me and you're on different social media platforms, you will see these machines referred to as Christmas specials. And there's some history there that we're going to talk about. There's some assumptions there that we're going to talk about, and there's some truth there. And I'm not sure anybody knows exactly the whole story, but I'm going to tell you what I've heard and what I've gathered and things as I've been able to piece it together. So we're going to start with this little fella right here. This is a 1983 ATC 70, and it's blue. ATC 70s were made from 1973 through 1985. There was a brief period in there from 75 to 77. They didn't make any. But in 1983, they came out with this one. And this one has become known as, regardless of what it was in the beginning, this one has become known as the Christmas Special 70. And what is the theory? The theory is, and if you ask enough people, you will hear this somewhere, that each dealer received one of these around Christmas time in 1982. So it could be given away, it could be raffled, it could somehow find a new owner who didn't necessarily buy it. And that happened around Christmas time. So the biggest story you hear is that they were a giveaway. And there's paperwork to back that up. And I'm going to show you that paperwork supporting the fact that this was a Christmas giveaway. Beginning November 25th and continuing through December 19th, we're holding a very festive occasion. It's the Honda Holiday Giveaway. And to spread as much Christmas spirit as possible, we're holding a series of drawings in which you have a chance to win a blue ATC 70 or a Honda Kick and Go 2. The giveaway is our way of celebrating all the great deals we've been able to offer on our 82 small bike lineup. The great savings we're passing on to you are sure to make you wrap up a good deal just for the holidays. Just for coming in, you'll receive a 1983 Honda Holiday Calendar free. It features some of the most exciting motorcycles ever built by Honda, and many of those same models will be in stock for you to take a closer look at. So look for the Christmas tree display when you come in to enter. Happy Honda Holidays. Now, does that mean that the story that there was only one per dealership existing? Is that true? I don't know. If that were true, I've heard the number 1,800 floated around, so that would make this pretty rare, a pretty rare bird to find. This one is not all original. Obviously the tires are not original. I have some original tires that I do ultimately want to get on this thing. I want to make it look as pretty as I can, but we're just waiting on more time. They're not making it anymore, so we got to deal with what we got. The seat's been replaced. The fenders are all original. The tank is original. It's not perfect. It's definitely a great survivor. If you just watched my most recent YouTube video, you saw my daughter and I put that decal across the back. I've got a decal that goes on the tank. I haven't installed that yet, but I digress. Back to this being a Christmas special. Now in 1986, if you're into mini bikes, you will know that Honda made a Z50RD, a all chrome Z50R, and on the tank, right on top, in nice cursive letters, what does it say? Special. Now that is also referred to as a Christmas special. But the story I'm hearing more often than not is that it has nothing to do with Christmas. It wasn't a giveaway. It was just a special Z50 because it was all chrome. Very cool looking machine. Wish I had one, but I don't. I do have one of these though. So, could it be that because this one was a Christmas time giveaway and that one is a special, did somebody, some enthusiast in the day, merge those two terms together to make the term Christmas special? I don't know, I'm guessing. You know what I've also heard? I've also heard that these were just blue ATC 70s. And if you wanted a blue one, you could go buy a blue one. And they weren't that popular, so that's why they're uncommon, because nobody wanted a blue Honda, because Hondas were red, right? We already talked about that. So the reason they're special is because back in the day, no one wanted them. I don't know. But what I can tell you is there is paperwork that says that these were given away at Christmas time. So that's what I can tell you. So this was 1983, right? Because right here on the frame, it says 1983, as you can see. Now, these don't have a special VIN number. There's no little Christmas tree after the VIN number, or snowflake, or ho ho ho, or anything like that. These are just blue fenders, blue forks, blue gas tank. The handlebars aren't special, the motor's not special. It's just blue. Decals are special. But anything that's red on a traditional 70 is blue on this, and that's where it ends. So the money in this machine is in those parts. If you buy Meyer fenders, which are great fenders, and we all love Meyer USA, Jesse Meyer. If you buy blue fenders from them, you can make a look-alike. Blue's not quite the same, but that doesn't make it, have the value that this machine does. The tank won't match, so you have to have your tank painted, you have to have your forks painted, and then basically you've just got a custom 70 that happens to be blue. But let's move from the 70s to these 110s. And let's see what we know and what we can talk and find out about these. All right. The blue ATC 110. They offered this for 2 years, 1983, 1984. So in 1983, that was the first year of the second gen ATC 110. So right here is 1983. Now the 1983 decals are all pretty similar. So you'll see what I like to think of, this has kind of like a hockey stick look to it. 1983 ATC 70 has a hockey stick look to it. And you'll see that common across the 185S has that. What else has that? Other machines have that. Now, in 84, the decals are different. It's kind of got that kind of overlapping but offset kind of hockey stick look. You'll see that on 125Ms, you'll see that on 200Ms, you'll see that on the 200S. So that's a good way, assuming tanks have not been swapped, which is always a possibility, so you got to be a Trike detective when you need to. But a tank decal can tell you a lot about what year the machine is that you're looking at. Back to our story. So in 1983, 1984, Must be Honda came into a bunch of this blue plastic resin because they started making blue 110's, which are uncommon. Most 110's were red, as we're used to seeing, but then you get the oddball blue one. Are these Christmas specials? No, these were not giveaways. You could go to your dealer, you could buy a blue one, order a blue one, find one out and about. These are far more common than an ATC 70 in blue, as we've come to know them as Christmas specials, but these are not Christmas specials. The only blue Honda that has that title sits right here. So I'm not trying to be the end all be all. I do know a thing or two about Hondas, and that's what I can tell you. But what else I can tell you is having a fairing on your Honda is kind of special. But having a blue fairing on your blue Honda is super special. And right here, this is a Hondaline ATC 110 fairing. And I have not seen another one anywhere. I had the pleasure of buying this from my friend Tyler, who met up with me at Trike Fest and delivered it to me there, and also this 83 on the end. These machines have some unique features that I'm going to talk to you about here in the near future, and you know what? Let's go through them now. Okay. So, options, accessories. We just talked about the fairing. Another neat accessory that you could get for your blue Honda was a blue ATC helmet. Now, if you look at the decals on that helmet, it's red and orange. And the only machine that has that red and orange combo is the 84. So being the Trike detectives we are, we would assume that helmet matched the 84 110. That was the only blue machine that Honda offered at that time. So that helmet must go with that machine, because this does have orange in the decal, but a lot smaller amount. So I'm going to make the assumption that that's an 84 helmet. This rack was also a Hondaline accessory. The Hondaline stickers have long since worn off, but you can tell the look of a Hondaline rack if you know what you're looking at. The way they fasten, the way they have the rubber straps here. This type of designs to allow you to get into your trunk. That's a Hondaline rack. Let me show you not a Hondaline rack. This thing. Who knows what this thing came off of, but they've drilled the grab bar to make it work. They've incorporated a tow hitch on it, which is neat. I've had that off and sanded it and repainted it to make it look nice. But that is not a Hondaline rack. I don't know where that thing came from, but it's neat. Something else I want to show you. This is a Hondaline rack, but this is for an 84. And what I've learned, the 84 is wider at the mounting point than an 83, because the chassis on an 83 is different than the 84 and 85. Let's take a look. Okay, the 83 rack, as you can see, the top mounts are wider, and those rubber grommets right there allow the seat to slide over and receive those and then latch in the front. But the bottom mount tight against the frame. This is just a stamped steel welded frame that these machines were known for. Over here on the 84 though, you'll see the top mount looks the same, but that lower mount, they have standoffs there welded in, so that's a wider mounting point. I suppose you could make an 84 rack work on an 83, but without some fabrication you can't make an 83 rack work on an 84. That's just one little thing. There's a number of little things on these that we'll do a comparison video of 110's and 125M's and go through them. That would make some nice video. But one of the things I didn't know until just recently is on 84, the mud flaps They kind of have a more squared off look at the edge. They're tapered a little bit, but they are more square than the 83, which has that really angled piece there. I know this helmet's in the way. Not to mention the font is different. It's a smaller font. This is a larger font. And they've got that contour up here. No contour there. One thing these 110s are known for is they develop these little brakes right there. That's the hardest thing when you're buying one of these. That's what I look for. It's a weak point in the design. Maybe it's mostly on an 83 because this 84 doesn't have it. What about this 84? Nothing. A little bit of sun checking on these fenders. No crack there. These things have seen some better days. You can see obviously that one has cracked all the way across with a repair, and that one is starting. So it could be. We'll bring that discussion up for another day. Did the 83s have a higher chance of cracking than the 84? I don't know. I'll have to do more research and let you know. See, this 84 has OEM tires. Has the Pro-Am H-Track 2 on split rims. These were very popular, but they are very horrible. They're heavy. The old Carlisle Trail Pro. Well, these don't have a lot of time on them, but they are just a heavy, clunky tire, stiff. Little Chang Shin on the front. You can get those just about everywhere. Probably Walgreens and Walmart and Five and Dime. Here we've got the Atsu XA801s. We talked about these. Got one on the front of my ATC 200S 1986. So these were special, a puncture resistant offering by Honda. Got these from my very good buddy Joe Whalen, just specifically to put on this machine. My son and I worked on that machine to clean it up and paint those racks and detail it. So that's a nice machine that I'm very thankful to own. That was the first blue 110 that I successfully acquired. And it has this neat rack on the front. I've never seen another rack like this. It's got those easy rider pegs down there. Got those on a few of my other machines. And then there's this blue 110. Has original tires. This one has some dry rot issues going on, as you can see. I've got another one that we'll be swapping out. I think it has been slimed by a previous owner because I leave a little green mark everywhere I park it. So that's due for an overhaul. It's got the headlight guard on it. That's a Hondaline option. The racks on this 83 are not Hondaline. Obviously the fairing is a Hondaline fairing. This headlight guard is not Hondaline. I don't know what it is. There's a couple companies around at that time making products like CMP, Meyer, and other companies were actively producing aftermarket parts for these. But really, that's all I wanted to discuss and more, I suppose. The origins of the Christmas special. The working story that I think is most popular is that one was given to each dealer to be given away at Christmas time in 1982. So somebody got a big smile on their face Christmas morning, theoretically. But those blue 110s are not Christmas specials. They are just blue 110s. Definitely uncommon, rare to some extent, worth more than their red counterparts. The money, as with the ATC 70, the money on a blue 110 is in the fenders. So fenders like this are better than having completely cracked up fenders. But they're not nearly as valuable as crack-free fenders. which are like hen's teeth to find. Don't buy a blue 110 thinking, oh, I'll just find better fenders somewhere. Don't fool yourself and think that's going to happen, because that is most likely not going to happen. We can say that. Let's go look and see if there's anything else that is not a Christmas special. I think that might be a neat little exercise to do at this time. This box fan is not a Christmas special box fan. This Aquarius Blue 1970 US 90 is not a Christmas special Aquarius Blue 1971 US 90. This really dusty 1986 Big Blue is not a Christmas special 1986 Big Blue. These blue milk crates are not Christmas special milk crates. This blue and white 1991 TRX 250X is not a Christmas special 1991 TRX 250X. This blue Honda sign is not a Christmas special Honda sign. This tote is not a Christmas special tote. This blue ratchet strap is not a Christmas special ratchet strap. This blue 3M masking tape is not Christmas special 3M masking tape. So there you have it, folks. I think it's fun to mess around. You can have a lot of fun calling blue Honda stuff Christmas special stuff, even non-Honda stuff Christmas special stuff. But when we boil it down, the only quote-unquote Christmas special, Christmas giveaway, is an ATC 70. The ZR50, the Z50RD for 1986 was special, but even that's not a Christmas special. And the blue 110s are definitely not Christmas specials. So that's what I think I know about that. Prove me wrong. I don't care. You know, I'm open to learning new things every day, as you should be. And if you like learning new things about three-wheelers, you should subscribe to This Old Trike. I do my best to bring you all the knowledge that I've gathered up over the years and show you the comparisons between models and years and things like that. But just having a good time out here today. Hope you are too. So until next time, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you then.